And we're back, and you're listening to the Metal Magdalene with Jet, and tonight is our Chicago Domination Festival pre-fest show, kind of gearing you up for the fest happening July 29th and 30th. Tonight we're playing plenty of music from the fest as well as some little interviews, and right now we have with us Danny Nelson of Malignancy. Welcome to the show, Danny.
What's up, Jet? How are you guys?
Okay, everybody's doing great over here, Danny. Now, Danny, for people that might not know, give us a little brief history on Malignancy.
It's a band that I started with a high school buddy back in '92, and basically I just didn't know how to quit, so I just kept getting band members to fill in spots that were, empty, and I would fill them in with better band members until eventually I got a good enough band together, and we started recording.
Traveling all over the world?
Yeah, pretty much. Trying as much as we can. I mean, we all still try to have a career outside of music, minus our drummer, Mike, who, has his career in music, and so does our session drummer, Alex. So we're the, me, Ronnie, and Monty are the only scabs that actually have to work for a living.
You guys been around for like a quarter of a century.
Yeah, almost. Coming up on 25 years next year.
Damn. So what have you guys been doing lately?
Lately, it's been trying to get this 3-song demo together. We ran into some snags here and there with the recording. Blame it on me. And right now we're trying to mix down, but with Mike being away, it's a little difficult to pin him down to where he can actually listen to the tracks and give his feedback. So it's been one of those things where we go back and forth. Right now, our engineer, the guy that's mixing it, he hasn't had enough time to really do it and sit down and get back into what he had started. Because when you start mixing, you really just got to sit and do it and stick with it. Once you walk away, you kind of lose the flow, I think. I mean, maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but I don't know, it seems like I would want to just get it done. But, with a lot of the different changes that we had to go through and, him having schedule conflicts with the mixing, it's been a little while now. Trying to just get it. I wanted to have it for the festival. Unfortunately, even if we do get the finished mix and we get it mastered, I'm not going to have any time to get it pressed anywhere, so unfortunately. But we'll play a song or two.
Well, at least people get to hear some new music from Malignancy at the Damnation at the Domination Festival. Have you ever played this fest before? Yes.
Miguel invited us out a couple years ago, and it was a blizzard, and we barely made it home alive from that one. But we still drove all the way out there, had a kick-ass time. And he promised us that the next time he did it, it would be in the warmer months. So he moved the fest, and him and Jesse Denton kind of put their heads together and got a really killer lineup that reminds me of the old days of festivals that we used to be a part of in the late 90s, early 2000s.
And are you looking forward?
Throwback.
Oh, yeah. Are you looking forward to seeing anyone in particular?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm really looking forward to Brodican. I haven't seen those guys live in years, and we used to share the stage all the time, and I'm anxious to see the new setup and just get a feel for what they're doing now and wondering if they're going to play anything new. I mean, I don't really get too into talking to them about the music when I'm hanging out with them because, we're friends. Like, hey, let's have a beer and bullshit. Fuck music right now, But, yeah, there's quite a few bands that I'm interested to see that I haven't seen in years. So that's why we're driving out early. We're going to drive out early so we can be there Friday and Saturday. There's a lot of bands that do that. They only come the day they play and then they skip out, which is kind of shitty. Hey, but, hey, life happens and people got to do other things. So we're trying to make it so we can be there both days and hang out and party for the whole weekend.
And what day are you guys playing?
We're playing Saturday night. Like, we're second to last.
And you said you're going to play some new music at the fest. How long is your set, do you know?
I believe we got 40 to 45 minutes. It could change, but that's usually the set the amount of time that we get when we play gigs lately anyway. So we have a pretty solid set, and I think it really all depends on Alex. I think he knows a second tune off the demo, so
Wow.
might be able to play two. We can definitely play one new one because I know he knows one solid, but there might be a second one in the mix if we can get him up to speed.
And what about the rest of the year? Do you guys plan on playing a couple of shows here and there?
Yes. We here and there we got shows. We got a gig up in Rhode Island. Friends of ours in Head Rot are releasing their new CD, so they want us to come and jam with them. So we're totally down with that. We love Rhode Island anyway. Every time we play up there, it's a blast. So we're looking forward to that. And then we have we're doing later in the year, at the end of the year, October. We're playing in Berlin. We're playing the Berlin Death Fest, which I'm really looking forward to because we hit that 2 years ago when we were on tour with Dehumanized and Abnormality and Beneath as well. And we played that festival, and it was killer. So now this time we're just going out just for that, to play and hang out, maybe sightsee for a change.
I was going to say that's kind of fun doing a one-off show in Germany.
Yeah, I mean it's the first time. It's the first time we've ever been brought out just for a one-off. Outside of like when we first started playing gigs in Europe back in the late '90s, early 2000s, we would kind of go on the coattails of Mortician, since two of our band members were jamming in Mortician anyway, so we could get that cheap airfare. It would only be like 6 of us,
Sure.
So they would just say hell yeah, and they'd get 2 bands for the price of that however much it costs to get us out there. But it was a lot cheaper than having like 8 dudes come out, so it worked out for us in a few instances, which was great. But yeah.
So if people want to learn more about the band, maybe pick up some merch, see where you're playing, what's the best site that they could go to?
Well, right now the Facebook is where everybody hits that. We have a Bandcamp page for merch. We're also under the indie merch umbrella, so you can find some stuff there. We haven't really updated that merch site as of late, but I plan on getting some new designs in. We kind of want to wait until we get this demo out and we can have it available and have some new designs that coincide with the release, so we can actually sell some things,
Well, we'll be waiting patiently for that release. And Danny, thanks for coming on the show, telling us a little bit about Malignancy. Again, Malignancy will be at the Chicago Domination Festival, so go check them out at the fest happening July 29th through the 30th. And Danny, again, thank you for coming on the show to tell us what's going on with you guys, and have fun at the fest.
Thank you very much. Cheers. I appreciate the interview.